Hi, I'm Ariana. Nice to meet you both.
Hi,
You guys look
Ariana.
great.
Nice to meet you.
So, what made you guys want to join the show?
Well, when they approached us on paper, I was fascinated by the idea of joining the show because when truth be told, Rodney and I really like this genre. This is a dating shows or something we watch. We've seen them all, and we like the fact that we would be part of the process as opposed to just coming in and and directing traffic. We got a chance to get to know the contestants, to weigh in on them, to talk to the queens about what we thought. If they asked us for advice, we were there for them. We like the interaction of the hosting. And so we're so glad we said yes because we just love the show, and we feel like it came out exactly the way we felt when we were there on set shooting.
Yeah.
Why do you guys like dating shows? For some reason, that's super surprising to me.
Listen, I don't know why, but we watch them a lot and we love to like weigh in. Listen, when you've been married as long as we have, we just to sit there and go, wow,
Ooh,
like remember we out of the game for so long, but when you haven't been doing something,
Yeah.
you forget what it's like. So I think there's something fun about it for us from our perspective because we can relate, but we can't relate because it's been so long. But for this show, what sets it apart, I really think, is these women are not in their 20s. They're not, I mean, everybody still looks amazing, but they're not like young, hard body girls that are looking for, I don't know.
Playing
Yeah.
or...
Or no, I mean, like maybe for love, but like they've been through stuff. So they've experienced life. They know what they want. And it was our job to just kind of keep them honest about, okay, but you don't have to be that judgmental. Like it don't have to be a no for you right away. Like, let's come on, be open to it. And I think that they enjoyed our wisdom and advice.
Yeah. You guys have been married for almost 30 years at this point, and you were talking about how the dating scene is a bit different than when you guys got together. Like, how is it different? Because I wasn't dating 30 years ago. So,
Tell them how it's different,
Oh,
Rodney.
I mean, in so many ways, it's different. I think, of course, online dating was available back then, but I don't think in abundance in so many outlets like it is now.
Social media is
Social media
yeah.
is such a challenge we didn't have to deal with.
If you had social media when I first met you and I got to see you out in the streets, like doing stuff and hanging out with your friends, and then your little friends would have been posting stuff that you didn't really want them to.
Yeah.
I guarantee you we might not be sitting here today because I would have known too much.
Right.
Like when you went out to the club that one night when first started. Why do you want me to don't want me to talk about this?
What you're talking
about. You just got real quiet and scared all of a sudden.
Referencing.
But you know what I mean? There's so much information out there. Like, and so that would have been tough. That would have been tough. Yeah. And even for him with me, so that to me was my number one takeaway on how different the dating scene is.
Yeah, because a lot of that you would have not gotten past the hello, right? And so much part of this show, which was great, and that with Holly is that we found some of the ladies would talk to the guys or have a quick conversation. Oh no, red flag.
I don't like his hair. Oh, did you see what he was wearing? Yes. And my goal was to say, hey, come on, guys.
Give him a break.
I didn't really love Rodney's hair when I first met him.
Yeah, you did have that.
My shag.
You had a shag like Ralph Tresvant. It's all right.
It was all right in the 90s. Yeah. It was good. It was flowing.
Yeah, and I feel like these days a lot of people are afraid of commitment and putting themselves out there. I feel like a lot of times people have these really long situationships and they haven't healed from that, and they don't think they should heal from that because, we weren't officially together, but you had feelings and you're obviously carrying that into every other interaction that you've had.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we talked about that, the queens on the show. Something I want to know, I think it's so beautiful that you guys hold up these women of color as queens. I feel like a lot of times on reality TV show, sometimes I feel like as a Black woman, okay, we're played where there's all these stereotypes, but no, we're queens and we're also looking for a king that can be on our level, and having A-level expectations isn't a bad thing. Was that important to have that kind of point of view on the show?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. We wanted to live up to their expectations, but we also wanted them to let their guard down. And what was, I think, so extra great about this show is that Rodney had a chance to talk to the Kings in real time about what it's like being with someone who's already in the public eye and what to expect. And, you know, you can stand behind her sometimes, and you don't, you know, don't let your ego get in the way of what could be a really great relationship. It's very similar to what happened to us early on when we were dating. I was already on TV when Rodney, you know, was his 5th year in the NFL. We had just met, and I wasn't really looking for, you know, I think at one point Tamar said, you know, I don't want no athletes. I want no rappers. I don't want that. I was like, hold on now. You know, like they're still human beings too.
Yes.
And you don't know what you might get. So I love that we had like a big sister, little sisterhood, where I would just say, you know what, let's just be open.
Be open, because, and the cool part is that these women are in their 40s, right? And that it's not over. It's not over. You can still find love if you are, as Holly said, you know, you can allow yourself to be vulnerable and get past some of those first steps of saying, oh, no, absolutely not. And give the guy a chance. And on the other side with the fellas, you have to be real with yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to look in the mirror and go, I really want to find love, and this is what I'm looking for, and I'm going to go for it.
Yeah. Since there's 2 of you, and you obviously each have a point of view, like Holly, were you a bit more reassuring or a bit more tough love? Because you have like the world's most soothing voice. And Rodney, do you think you were a bit more honest?
Wow. I say that to you all the time.
No, you don't. Oh. You say the opposite.
You need a meditation app, honestly.
You know what? Well, thank you so much. I'm receiving that compliment. But I just feel like we connected. I already knew 2 of the queens. So we got a chance to sort of, you know, really be with each other and connect with each other on a different level that we hadn't. And then I didn't know Nivea before, and I'm totally obsessed and in love with her now. But yeah, they were open to my advice, and I was real leery about being too, you know, coming in and being too know-it-all-ish, right? And I really wanted to make it clear that Rodney and I are not a perfect love story. There's no such thing. We've had ups, downs, sideways, like we've had issues, but what we've been able to do is stay on the same page. So we just want to impart as much wisdom as we could without being preachy, and they were really open to us. It took a minute. And then the guys and the Kings and the Queens just let their guard down and allowed us to sort of talk to them about our experience.
So you knew 2 of the queens before. Were there any that you were just like, oh, I'm not sure if they're going to commit to this or really open themselves up in the way that we needed to? Were there any that you kind of had reservations that, oh, I was
worried about Tamar.
Oh,
I'll say that, and not in a bad way, but she was the one, and then Evelyn too. Nivea was the most open, but Tamar was shutting people down like, bam, did you see his social media? Oh no, like it's a no for me. It's a no for me. So we had to just sort of really work on her. And I thought that Rodney asking in the very beginning, are you really here for this? And I authentically felt like they were, and they were open to advice. So all of it was really authentic. And then the way it felt when we were on set is exactly the way the show came out. So we think people are going to take away some life lessons. They're going to feel really good about, you know, maybe being in the same, being more open to this process.
Yeah. But did you find any of the eliminations surprising without giving anything away, that you're just like, oh, I was really rooting for him? Like, why aren't you seeing this?
Oh, yeah. There were some surprises for sure.
Yes. The elimination dinners got deep.
Yes.
For sure.
Because you find yourself rooting for some of these guys, you know?
We were invested. So when some had to go home, some of them we were like, oh man, I didn't want him to leave.
Why? And then what did you do? What's wrong? Oh.
Yeah, others were like, you got to go. And remember, a lot of it, you know, would happen on the dates, and things would happen on dates. So they would come back and tell us. And then they kept it real with all of the guys, all the Kings, which was great. They were super open about what they liked and what they didn't like, and what they could tolerate. And what
some of the guys took it well, and some didn't.
No, some didn't for sure. But it's such a great and authentic dating show is what I would say.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. It was great talking to you guys, and hope to talk to you soon about future projects.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.